So this past year, I've spent over $3,000 and spent over 200 hours on AI tools for my business. And most of them are a complete waste of money. But I did find the top 3 types of AI tools you're going to need for your business, and it costs you less every month than the dinner date on Saturday night. So I promise you by the end of this video, you're going to understand the top 3 types of AI tools you need in your business, a rough budget of how much those are going to cost you, and a pathway to get those set up into your business. Let's get into it. What up, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Quintel, founder of Green Book Digital, where I do AI consulting for small businesses so they can cut costs, save time, and start to scale up. Prior to this, I founded Good Part and Company, a plant-based health cafe and juice bar, where I actually used some early AI tools and systems to scale my business up to a partnership with Johns Hopkins. I had 2 locations, ran that joint up to $700,000 in my partnership with Johns Hopkins, closed that out, launched my agency. And here's what I see missing in these conversations around just use AI for business. Which tool do you actually use? It's literally thousands of tools out there. You got tools for email, tools that analyze data. You got tools for writing. You got tools for project management. All of them claim that they're going to 10x your productivity, or that you can use them and replace your whole team in a month or whatever the case may be. Now, I went from owning a health cafe and juice bar and having 7 employees plus outsourcing some of my work down to a 1-person shop with Green Book Digital. So I know what it's like to actually use AI and some tools to replace people. And here's what's happening to most business owners getting into the AI game. I know because I did it back in 2022. You're either on Google trying to figure out what's going on, or you're on YouTube and everybody's either recommending this tool and this is the best tool out, but then you got other people saying, no, that tool is trash, you need to use this one, or this is the XYZ killer. This is all of the noise that you're hearing online. And in this video, we're going to cut through that noise. We're not going to let it overwhelm us. And we also not going to let the cost get to us, because that's what a lot of people have a problem with. Like, oh, I got to pay for this, or, I got a tight budget. My team is already this size. I already just brought on 2 new staff members. I can't afford a new tool. I get it. You have to factor in the cost of using these tools. And when I started automating tasks in my juice bar, and even now for my agency, I was using everything. I'm signing up, I'm using a free trial, or I'll experiment 1 month, pay $50 here, $100 there, $30 there, just to see what each tool does. A lot of the tools can be redundant. Some of them you can forget about, and the bill starts to add up. You got all these subscriptions, and it's eating away at your business bank account. It's messing with your cash flow. So you got to be smart about what tools you're going after and what you're using them for. And speaking of figuring things out, the rate at which AI moves, every day just about, it's a new feature. Or every week it's a new tool, it's a new video model, it's a new language model. And since the ones that you're using right now, you don't really know how they work, that new one just looked a little bit better. And now you're caught up in the shiny object syndrome. Now I want you to think about something. How many tools are you actually subscribed to right now? How many are you using every week? How many are you paying for every month? This is something that you got to know, right? You got to know the numbers in your business. How much time are you spending watching tutorials on YouTube or reading articles, trying to figure out what's the best tech stack? And be honest with yourself. I mean, it's no judgment. I'm paying for over 10 different tools. I use each one every week. Anything that I don't use in over a week, I reevaluate it for the month because it just may not be necessary. That's the good thing about these tools, right? It's only a month-to-month subscription. You don't have to be locked in, but you should know what you're using, why you're using, and how much you're paying for it. And now that I got you thinking about it, I'm going to give you a serious breakdown and a real starting point for the top 3 types of AI tools that you absolutely need to be using in your business. Hey, quick break in the video. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all these AI options out here, then you're not alone, because everybody has to deal with the AI learning curve. But I can help you cut that time down and give you some insights that's specific to your business. If you click the first link in the description, you can get a one-on-one strategy session where I'm going to build you out a fully customized AI roadmap for your business, no matter what phase you're in. So I'm talking about outlining your goals, spotting the bottlenecks, and then laying out a process that you can eliminate those challenges using AI so you can move faster and start to get to the money. So if you want help to get ahead of this AI curve and use it to grow your business, click the first link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. So after the first 3-4 months of the year, and I blew through about $1,500 in my software budget, I really started to take log of everything that I was using AI for. And it wasn't that I didn't have the right tools, it's that I didn't really understand what I was trying to build. Like, what was the operation? What was the order of operations in my business? Like, where are things starting, where are things ending, and what are all of the things that I'm using in between? And it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. You could be a coach, a consultant, an agency, some kind of service provider. There are 3 core functions that all of these businesses, all of our businesses, are built on top of. Now, the first core function that you're going to need is something that you can use to just think through processes. All businesses is just the idea to help somebody else get what they want. So you have to have a way to generate ideas, have a way to refine ideas. This is your thinking process. This is decision making. This is decision support. So now that we have AI, we can use that. Traditionally, we would just have paper and pen. We would have a notepad. We might have business partners. We may have a nice little strong team, a committee of people that we talk to about our business ideas. But the first function for all businesses is that you got to have some type of thinking machine, some kind of decision support. And the second function is that you got to have somewhere to store and retrieve information, i.e., you need a database. All businesses got a database. You need somewhere to store your clients' information, what things they purchase, refunds, templates, marketing assets, all of the things that help your business operate, all of the things that belong to your business. Where do you store your business IP, right? Your SOPs, all of those types of things. You need to have a database. This is like your business memory. Okay, you watch one of those old mob movies, like they had a business ledger, or where somebody got incriminated, like a politician got incriminated and they had a ledger where the person showed up at the gambling spot and they put their name down and how much the bookies got, how much they owed, all that type of stuff. That's a database. You need to have that in your business. And the last thing you need is a reliable workflow, something that can handle repetitive tasks day in and day out. Now, I've had a few different businesses and most of them failed, but the ones that actually had legs, the ones that actually made some money and succeeded, they really had these three core functions. And once I got to that second location for the juice bar, that's when it really clicked for me. I'm like, oh, all of my businesses are built on these different types, these three things. Everything else is an extension of that. But these are the three core functions. And I kind of look at it as like my business triangle offense, right? I'm thinking in terms of like basketball, Phil Jackson with the Lakers and Kobe, Shaq, the Bulls, and Mike and Pippen. So like that's the triangle offense, right? So you got to have your business memory, your business brain, and kind of like your business hands or your business tool set so you can get things done. Now that we got AI, we have an AI version of that. And so now I'm going to break down the three types of AI tools that you can actually use to execute on all three of these functions. So let's take it from the top. This is where the triangle offense starts with your AI brain. We got access to these LLMs. If you're smart, then you're paying for the entry-level model, which is about $20 a month across all of them. And the best ones I would say to use, I recommend ChatGPT, Claude. Those are the top two most popular. Gemini is great. Perplexity is great. Between these four, you good money. You good to go. What are they going to help you with? Strategy, writing, and how to control your actual tools. And what is control? Control is prompting, giving it the context of how to go out and execute the task once you have it connected. So here's how they look in your business. ChatGPT, I feel like it's really great for strategy. You can use it for projects. You can use it for custom GPTs. Deep research is good on ChatGPT. It has connectors now, so you can connect it across a lot of different apps. They just did the OpenAI apps. So basically, they will have their own version of the App Store where you can literally just talk to ChatGPT and it will connect to Canva, to Figma, and you'll have more apps coming along the way. Claude and Gemini, same thing as far as using it for strategy. You can get good research out of these tools. You can set up different projects. And Gemini is called Gems. Claude is a much better writing partner that I find, and a lot of other people say the same thing. It's better at creative writing. It's better at strategy and understanding kind of human context a little bit better. The artifacts tool is really cool. You can use that to produce a lot of web applications. So let's say you want to, like a document, it can produce a document. Same thing for the others, but you can quickly create a game, and you can do that across all of the other ones too. Claude just codes things a bit better. Now, when it comes to Gemini, Gemini is a huge sleeper because the tool Gemini itself is not as popular as ChatGPT or Claude by Anthropic, but Google has much more digital real estate. So everybody know what Google is. And the Google AI Studio is mean. You got Nano Banana with the quick image generation. The consistency is great. You got VO3, which is a video generation tool that's by Google. And then they have Google Labs where you can go through and they have all these very specific use case tools, voice tools, gaming tools, learning tools. You can use all of those things. I think that Google AI Studio, a sleeper use case for this would be YouTube transcription. So if you have a podcast that you like and you want to break down, if you want to turn something into a guide, I use to turn things into digital guides all the time, and I'll take those guides and create context. I'm gonna show you one of these demos in later in the video, But these are the tools you're going to use for your AI brain. So pay for one version of this, pay for two. Don't just use one, use more than one, but I would say at least pay for one so that you can get the most out of it. You can have a much broader context window, so you can give it more and more and more context about your business, and then you can get access to better tools, and or get access to the first early drops for certain tools. That's going to keep you ahead of other businesses who are either not using AI at all for sure, or people who refuse to pay and they want to be cheap and they wonder why you can get so much done and they can't. So that is the very first tool you're going to need in the triangle offense. You need your AI brain. Now this next part of the trifecta is your AI memory. These are the databases. This is where everything lives. And so it's not just having a spreadsheet or having access to a document. It's about having a system of place where things are stored, where you can get information from. So you have access to the entire Google suite. So look at your full Google Drive. Like, you have templates in there for documents, for resumes, for contracts, for proposals, for calendars. Like, you can use all of these tools and they are free. That is the best thing about being in business right now, is that the barrier to entry is really low as far as financial investment. You can access the Google suite, you can access Notion, you can start using Airtable, and it's all free. I didn't mention Microsoft because I don't use Microsoft tools in my business. I used to use it when I was an employee for the government, and I just left it there when I got out of there, right? These tools work so much better. Now I'm going to walk you through the three types of databases I use and why I use them. But when it's really all said and done, you can just use one and your business can operate fine. So I use Airtable. What I like about Airtable is that it is built custom for work integration and automations. For example, if you're familiar with Google Sheets, every Google Sheet starts super blank. You have to fill in every single cell. When it comes to Airtable, these cells can be auto-populated because it already understands that you want to do things that require certain types of fill-in. So let's go to this plus minus. So over here on this plus side, you see where you see this drop down for standard fields. That's built into Airtable. That's a part of its secret weapon. It works seamlessly with integrations, and you can integrate directly into these types of columns. So that's one of the benefits of Airtable. Now, Google Sheets, everybody understands Google Sheets for the most part. Nobody likes to work in it, but that's okay. You still need to use it for your business. The good thing about it is that it's free. It is pretty simple to use. Most people can find a way to use it for any and everything they need in their business. It's ubiquitous, so it integrates with almost everything, if not everything. And if you don't want to use any of the automation tools, there are app scripts. So app scripts are kind of like code inside of your Google Sheets that can activate it and have it do calculations and things like that. And finally, there is Notion. Notion is my favorite. It's the most flexible to me. It's free. It's easy to use. It is dynamic in the sense that you can change the way the views are. So this would be like a table right here, but you can also convert tables to something like this, which would be a gallery view. You can go from gallery view to let's change the layout from gallery to list. You can have a list view. So I like that. I like things to be aesthetically pleasing, but also I like it to be functional. So if you have a gallery view and you get to see exactly what you want as soon as you open the window, you're good to go. Another good thing about Notion is that it's becoming more popular, so it integrates with a lot of things, and the user interface is really smooth and friendly. And again, it's free and it's customizable, which means you can build any and everything you need from scratch. And all of the information that you're going to need for your business can live in Notion, Airtable, or Google Sheets. Now that we got our brain, our thinking, our strategy set up, we got the memory and database set up, we got to go execute these tasks. That's what the last part is. This is your AI hands. This is you going out to employ an AI automation tool. This is when you actually start to replace an actual live person with an actual AI tool or software. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about some different platforms you can use, and then I'm going to show you an actual automation that I set up. Now, the benefit of these automations and what it's going to help you with is going to free up a lot of your time, and it's going to open up and expand your brain capacity, your bandwidth, your ability to go get higher level things done, because it can take care of a lot of smaller administrative tasks. Like, for example, a lot of business owners or operators are really not good with follow-up, either because they're too busy or they just don't feel like they should be having to talk to a customer one-on-one, and Maybe they think they need a VA or an executive assistant or something like that. Just imagine you own a business and you're running out to lunch, and the customer wants to know, like they want to know if they can get you or somebody on your business in your business to come and do a quote for them, or they got a pressing question with that. If you can answer this question, they're going to pay you for your service immediately. Now, you go set up an automation tool that has a voice agent attached to it or an automatic reply attached to it. Now you can go to lunch, the person hits you at 12:15, they get an answer in their inbox, or some chatbot picks up the phone call at 12:15 and gives them an answer to their question. Remember, 70% of customers go with the person who responds first, not the business that's the best or the business that's the cheapest, the business that replies first, because that person feels more cared for, more attended to. And that is the power of using automation, because you can better deliver, right? The speed to value to get your customers what they actually want. That's what happens with these automations. The first tool I ever used was Make. The good thing about Make is that it's super flexible. It requires you to understand a bit about code and a bit about how to go about building out workflows. So it is simple, but it's not easy, okay? They have a free version. It's not as expensive as some other tools, but again, you have to know a bit more about automation. But a good thing about Make is that it is a bit open source, to where, like, if somebody else has already created the workflow, you can actually download that code or download their workflow and import the workflow right into your Make account, and you'll have the workflow set up. All you have to do is go in and fix the variables and change those things around so that it better suits your business. The next tool I'm going to recommend is Lindy. I like Lindy a lot because the user interface is just, I like things that flow smooth and that look good. So this is how it looks when you first open it up. It's just a chat window, right? Now, Lindy was built AI native, so it kind of had AI. It was one of the first automation platforms that had AI built into it when it started. So that was really cool, and it's easier to use, or at least it was first or early on in the game. Now, what I just backed out of was, this is a workflow that I had built to do outreach for a certain type of client. And so I had a spreadsheet here. I would send a message. It would go and add people to the spreadsheet. And once the person hit the spreadsheet, it would send them the first email, wait 3 days, send the second email, 3 more days, third email, and then it'll split off into whether or not we're going to hit this person back or do some outreach, send me a message on Slack. So as you can see, it looks like a bunch of different nodes and boxes here, but this interface is a lot cleaner than a lot of others. You see these sticky notes here. This lets you know, like, you can put notes in on everything that you're doing. So I like Lindy a lot. Now, the next one that I want to recommend is the most popular, the biggest player in the space, and that's Zapier. I actually started using Zapier before Make, but I didn't use it a lot, so I kind of just use Make more. But Zapier is a lot easier to understand and to use. You just have these drop boxes here. You update all of the variables. It's the OG in the automation space. It has access to the most amount of tools. So basically, if you're using anything customized or anything particular to your niche or your industry, whatever that software may be, Zapier probably has a connection to it. They have Copilot now, so you can just go to a text window and tell it what you want. I'm going to show you a quick example. So what we have here is a waitlist form that I have built in Notion. Once somebody fills out this Notion document, it is connected here. It's the trigger for this workflow. All of the information gets captured here from the database. It sends me a Slack message that says, hey, Quintel, somebody filled this out. Mind you, Notion lives online in Notion. Sends me a Slack message to my phone. Somebody completed the waitlist form. Here's that information. And then it sends the email. So as you can see, this workflow actually just got used last week. And this is for a very specific, it's for upcoming workshop. So they get an email. The email comes from me. You just lock down your spot for the upcoming masterclass. Here go the details. Here's everything you can expect. You got any questions? Directly from me, Q, founder at Green Book Digital. So that's what you can do. You can personalize at scale when you got the right AI hands set up in your business. We just discussed all of the problems that come with trying to figure out AI, but I just walk you through the top 3 tools you can use to eliminate 90% of that headache around AI. Because all you really need is 3 types of tools: your AI brain, your AI memory, and your AI hands. That's a database, a language model, and an automation platform. Now let's talk about price. How much is it going to cost you to set all 3 of these up and get them running in your business? I'm going to just show you some real receipts here because I want you to understand how you can set up a budget for success within your business. It doesn't take a whole lot. These are my receipts from ChatGPT. So that's $20. For Claude, that's $20 a month. Okay, we already know that Notion, Google Sheets, and starting with Airtable is free. The reason why I say starting with Airtable is because if you use it for automations up to a certain point, then you have to pay because the platform has evolved to where it is more of an automation type of platform. But let's just say we're sticking with Google Sheets, Notion, and the entry level of Airtable. That's all free. So your AI memory is pretty much free. Okay, so we up to $40 now. I use Zapier, so that is $30 a month. Now I want you to think about this. We're talking about less than $100. Let's add in a little cushion there and say $150 a month for a full suite of tools that can automate 70 to 80% of all of the admin tasks that you have in your business. You do that $150 versus hiring a VA for $15 an hour, maybe a little bit less, for part-time hours, so about 20 hours a week. You're looking at about $1,000, $1,200 a month. If you hire them full-time, that's almost $3,000 a month versus $150. You do the math. Which would you rather have happen? And then another good thing is that these tools don't take time off. They work 24/7. That's really helping you get the most out of how you communicate with your clients. It's really helping you get the most out of how you get speed to value and build a better business. Now, when you start to get into that bag and you start to have your tools set up and you're looking at your budget and you're like, yeah, I'm under $300 this month on these tools, and you realize like I don't have to spend an hour today and an hour tomorrow replying to emails, replying to DMs. What you going to do with that 5, 10, 15 hours, right? That free time, right? You got time to, now you got time to hit the gym. Now you got time to go on a date. Now you got time to do some more planning or hit that networking event that you wanted to go to. You could do whatever you need to do with your time because you actually have it back now. And that is why you want to employ these 3 types of AI tools into your business ASAP. So my recommendation for getting started is start experimenting with the LLMs, right? You probably are, if you're watching this, you should be signed up to ChatGPT, at least the free version. Sign up to Claude, sign up to Gemini. Try them out, see what they're hitting for. Go to Gemini, use Nano Banana, have some fun with it. Does this work? Can you make some ads out of this? Use Claude, have it write some copy for you. See the difference between Claude and Gemini and ChatGPT. Just start there. Whichever one you like the most, whichever one fits your business or your style the most, pay for that $20 a month, get busy. Next thing you want to do is start working on your database. Right now, you probably already have a database set up, but be more intentional. And now that you have a database set up, you can start to upload some of those files and actually attach them to your language model, right? To your AI brain. You just go in, click the connector, and connect your Google Drive to your language model. Now you get money. Last thing you want to do is go and explore the different automation platforms. If you have no idea where to start, just go to Zapier, read around, see what they got going on. You can set up 1 or 2 Zaps for free, give it a shot, see what the trial period is, and just ask ChatGPT, ask your language model, what can I use Zapier for in my business? This is the kind of business I got. These are the things I do day to day. Ask it, it'll tell you. You take that, you put it into the Zapier Copilot, it'll build it out for you. So that's how you do it. 1, 2, 3. Your AI business trifecta. Now remember, you don't need to have 10 different AI tools. You don't need to spend $1,000 a month on subscriptions. You just need to make sure that you are addressing these core functions in your business. You need an AI-powered brain, an AI-powered database, and an AI-powered automation system. See, like my approach to business is the same way as like my personal style. Like you want to be intentional, like about your grooming or your haircut, right? Or the shirts or the shoes that you buy. Everything has to earn a spot on the shelf, right? Or everything has to earn a spot in your tech stack. That's how you got to put it together. You want to be intentional, you want to keep things tight, and you don't want to overcomplicate it. It's not about having the latest tool or using the latest model. It's all about having the right system that's going to get you the results that you want in your business. And if you don't know how to set up that system and you're having problems trying to navigate which AI tools you need to use in your business, click the first link in the description, book a call for a one-on-one session with me, and I can help you set up a customized AI roadmap for your business. If you found this video valuable, give me a like, drop a comment, tell me exactly what you liked about the video, tell me what you're working on in your business, and tell me what more you might want to know about how to use AI in your business. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to check you out in the next video. Yes, sirski.